Come on, please don't tell me that you're that blind. No, it's your fault. You're the one driving up division.
Who the hell are we to ever utter a single word or offer any judgment about how any other country is behaving as we aid and abet a literal modern day genocide that's playing out in real time and it's streamed online for all of us to see?
Does America have sovereignty or are we the dogs of Israel? But the media says, shush, 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 go back to work for Israel. And if you don't, you're an anti-Semite.
Trump should never talk about low IQ people. A moron of epic proportions.
Not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. No, I will not allow it. It's not going to happen.
Did you speak with Netanyahu about this directly?
Yeah, but I'm not going to allow it. Whether I spoke to him or not, I did. But I'm not allowing Israel to annex the West Bank. There's been enough. It's time to stop now, okay?
Israel is currently annexing the West Bank, but the president of the United States would like you to believe that he's not going to let it happen. It's been happening, it will continue to happen. And the American president, who right now happens to be a Republican, but it would be the same if it were a Democrat, is going to be a good boy and let Israel do as it pleases with the resources being provided by the American people. That's the reality of the situation.
Now my frustration with American media as usual, they act like we have no leverage. The leverage is the most obvious thing in the world, the money we give them. But that's off the table. It's not, you can't consider it. Why? Why can't I? You want to talk about sovereignty, brother? Do we have sovereignty? Does America have sovereignty or are we the dogs of Israel? Because the American press treats it like, how dare you? Demanding American sovereignty is anti-Semitism. You owe Israel, right? That's what they say every time. And they say, when I say, why do we owe Israel? Anti-Semite. I don't hate anybody, brother. But I don't like us serving a different country. I didn't immigrate to Israel, I immigrated to America. So, okay, so let's talk about Biden. Biden gave, our American government gives $3.8 billion every year to Israel because we owe them. I don't know why we owe it. $310 billion we've given them so far. So on top of that, Biden gave him another $18 billion. He's like, oh, great job on the genocide. Murder more Palestinians. By the way, I'm such a sweet old man. Oh, I'm such a nice guy, Joe Biden. Tell everybody I'm such a sweet guy. Murder the Palestinians with our money. Here, shut up, an American. Go back to work. You haven't worked enough for Israel. They haven't killed enough Palestinians yet. And Trump comes in, oh, I'm anti-war. I'm going to solve this, right? And what did he do? 7 billion more? 6? You guys even know this? Because our press, they barely even talk about it. And 3/4 of the articles say, oh, Israel got a new arms deal. They're buying arms from us. And then you look into it, you have to research, and then you look into it. They're not buying any arms. We're giving them the 7 billion, and then they buy arms with the 7 billion we just gave them. So no, it's a total robbery. They're totally taking it from us. But the media says, shush, go back to work for Israel. And if you don't, you're an anti-Semite. Okay, no, you guys hate Palestinians. Our press, our politicians, deeply racist against Arabs, think that their lives are worthless. But if you say in Israel, oh, precious Israeli, the most important people in the world. Oh, you slaughtered 20,000 Palestinian kids? Who cares? They're just Arabs. Bunch of sick racists. Judea Samaria is the theoretical biblical reference to the West Bank and Gaza Strip. That is Ben-Gvir and many other Israeli politicians saying, yeah, well, of course we're going to steal that land. We're going to rob it from the Palestinians who live on it now, and we're going to slaughter them, and we're going to ethnically cleanse them. He's a literal convicted terrorist enabler in Israel. It's a terrorist government. They've done 66 October 7ths, but yet we all have to go and work another shift. Go work again, go back to the mines, go back to the assembly lines, because they need more money. They need to take money out of your pocket. That's a literal fact. That is a literal fact. And the press will lie to you and say, oh, you cannot say that fact. You need to shut up if you're an American. If you complain about this country taking your money, then you're a hateful person. And we're gonna ruin your life. We're gonna call you an anti-Semite. We're gonna say you hate people. And we're gonna destroy you on behalf of Israel. But no, Israel has no control here. That's just a trope, no control. So I wanna apologize to Palestinians and Palestinian leadership or whoever in the protests, etc. Because I said in the beginning, they shouldn't say from the river to the sea. That statement is from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Doesn't talk about murdering Jews, they made that up. It turns out everything from Israel is talking point lie, okay? Who actually said from the river to the sea, we're gonna take it all? Benjamin Netanyahu. And press, did you say anything about it? Cable news, did you call him a terrorist? Did you say he was saying something terrible? Every time they say Judea and Samaria, that means we're gonna ethnically cleanse the Palestinians and steal their land. Did you say anything about it, press? Do you call them terrorists? Do you call them unacceptable? Are we doing congressional hearings? No, precious, beloved Israel on a mantle. No one's allowed to criticize. All of you Americans, you all are hateful. You hate Jews, they say. No, brother, you tell Americans that they hate Jews one more time, and I'm super worried you're gonna turn it into a reality. What are you doing? So now we have to give infinite money to Israel, and Trump, what a liar, what a liar. He was robbing you of $13 billion to pay for a genocide because Miriam Adelson and her late husband gave him over $300 million in bribes. And if you're in American media and you don't call it bribes, you're a liar. Oh no, it's just, she did it for general charity. She did it because she loves the American people. Not because, as she told Donald Trump, you will follow my orders on Israel. And Donald Trump has loyally followed Adelson's orders on Israel. Those are facts, but the American press will say, no, those are all true, 100% true, but you're not allowed to say it. And if you say the truth, we will bury you on behalf of Israel. And our politicians will bury you on behalf of Israel. I'm sick of Israel stealing our sovereignty and making our politicians work for them and not us. And I'm sick of them brutally slaughtering the Palestinians and then saying, I have a moral right to do it. It's my land, that's why I murdered them and took it. No, they're disgusting terrorists. That is a fact. And I think I'm sickened by the American politicians and the American press. Sickened by them, and they're all deeply racist against Arabs and deeply bigoted against Muslims, and they revel in it. I loathe them.
Maloney is upset that people are trying to help those who are just being brutalized and starved to death. She says that the flotilla is gratuitous, dangerous, and irresponsible. What about the leveling of Gaza? What about the mass slaughter of innocent people in the Gaza Strip? We don't think that's gratuitous, dangerous, and irresponsible? I would argue that's the root of the problem. People who are trying to do something about it in lieu of an international community that gives a damn are not the problem here. The belligerent government with its belligerent military that is now guilty of endless atrocities against innocent people, I would argue they're the root of the problem. I would argue that they're the ones who are being irresponsible, dangerous. And the United States government and some of the citizens within this nation that continue to provide cover for it, they're genuinely the root of the problem. This is not good for the United States. The fact that we are supporting, this now multi-front war in the Middle East, or at least we're supporting the country carrying out a multi-front war in the Middle East, does not bode well for the United States. And it's my right as an American to make that clear, to air my grievances about what's going on here. This is crazy. It is isolating us in the worst possible ways from the international community. We have no leg to stand on when it comes to how other countries operate, whether or not they're valuing human rights. Who the hell are we to ever utter a single word or offer any judgment about how any other country is behaving as we aid and abet a literal modern day genocide that's playing out in real time and it's streamed online for all of us to see? This is not made up. We all see it. All these billionaires in the US working overtime to control every single media platform imaginable because maybe they can convince us to unsee everything that we've all seen for ourselves with our own two eyes over the last 2 years. It's not gonna work. I don't know if there's just this weird trend of international leaders having a humiliation fetish. But man, there's been one leader after another just raising their hand and offering themselves up for humiliation. You think we're stupid? The threats to either destroy your life if you speak out against Israel, or even threaten violence against you if you defend the Palestinian people and their right to be treated as human beings, their right at self-determination. That's real, that's real. And I know it's real because I have experienced it firsthand. It's come in many forms. It's come in the form of trying to intimidate me by trying to get family members fired from their jobs. You really do put yourself on the line if you're willing to be critical of Israel's conduct.
This is a joke, guys. It's the whole thing is fraudulent. You want to find waste, fraud, and abuse? This Doge was nothing but marketing shtick so that you would forget that corporations and foreign governments own our country
and not only
own our government, right? Yeah. What did we save? 140 million. Besides which, I read the whole story through several outlets. No, you don't even save that because the idiots let a bunch of leases expire. Now we're going to have to pay more to get new leases that cost way more.
Yep.
But they sold some buildings at a loss. Now we're gonna have to buy buildings at more expensive. They did payouts so that people would retire. Now they're bringing them back, so the payouts are gone, and we have to pay them. And for a lot of them, for the last 7 months, we've been paying them all along. So not only did we not save money, it looks like we wasted extra money on top. Oh, right, because I'm not gonna look. I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't care who has a job that is worthwhile and who has a job that's wasteful. I'm just gonna fire them all. Duh. Bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And so now we can't go after. Now everybody's like, oh, that's it. No more going after waste, fraud, and abuse. It didn't work.
Yeah, totally squandered an opportunity.
This is my country. I mean, I don't own the country, but I'm a shareholder in the country. I'm an American, and you can't use my country like some kind of disposable product. Like you just can't. I mean, Bibi's running around, this is a fact, I'm not guessing about this, because I talked to people he said it to, is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people point blank, just stating it, I control the United States, I control Donald Trump. He's saying that, and again, I'm not guessing at all. That's a fact. And I dare them to say that's not true, because it is true and they know it's true. So I'm an American. How do you think that makes me feel? Even if I didn't vote for Trump, which I did vote, I campaigned for Trump, but even if it was Joe Biden, I'm an American. You can't it's too humiliating. I can't handle that. And I shouldn't have to put up with that. This is a country of 9 million people. I'm not even attacking the country. I'm attacking my leaders who are allowing my nation of 350 million people to be forced into doing things that are bad for me and my children.
I can't tell you how much I agree with everything he said there, especially the part about being humiliated by how our government here in the United States is behaving, and how our government, and this is again, regardless of which party we're talking about, because we saw how Biden handled what's happening in Gaza before allowing for Trump to inherit it and essentially continue it and make it worse. Both parties are complicit in the ongoing genocide in Gaza. And it is embarrassing to the American people. It is embarrassing to the American people when it appears that our government leadership here is more concerned about aiding and abetting a government and military that's carrying out atrocities as opposed to carrying out what's in the best interest of the American people. And on top of that, our government is willing to attempt to censor and silence Americans as they're critical of a foreign government. Someone needed to say it on the right, and I'm happy Tucker Carlson is saying it. It is humiliating. I feel humiliated by it. I was so naive, I really was. I didn't realize just how bad things had gotten and how utterly precious and vulnerable our constitutional rights really are. And when you feel like you really are losing the idealistic nature of what this country was meant to be, that you're losing any and all hope in that, it makes you want to fight for your country. It really does. You don't really know how precious your rights are when you can see them slipping away. And it's embarrassing to see how our leaders behave when it comes to supporting Israel, selling out the American people, and more importantly, okay, using our money or borrowed money to help fund the atrocities that are being carried out in Gaza and, quite honestly, the West Bank and other Middle Eastern countries as we speak.
Made responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence.
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games.
When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence.
I can give you dozens of right-wing shootings, complete with manifestos. I am a right-wing neo-Nazi, and I would like to start a race war. I went and shot up these people in a black church because I hate black people. I went and shot up these Latino folks in Texas because I am against immigrants.
Every time you ring the bell
I'm a
below,
right-winger.
an angel
I
gets
hate
a
them,
swings.
and I want to murder
Totally
them,
not true.
Okay,
but it does keep
How
you
about
updated
Gabby
on our
Giffords?
live
We all
shows.
forgot about Gabby Giffords, a Democratic congresswoman, shot in the head. So look, guys, I'm not saying the right is more guilty, although it is a literal fact that there's been much more right-wing violence, but now there is left-wing violence, and I hate it. I despise it. I despise the violence on both sides. But this obvious liar, and including Trump too. Oh, it's only the radical left doing it. The right's never done it. Of course, that's not true. Come on, please don't tell me that you're that blind that you can't see it. So then he says that's why you can't criticize anything we're doing as authoritarian. Well, what happens when you do things that are authoritarian? Well, we have to just go, oh, okay. Since we wouldn't want to cause any violence, I'm never allowed to criticize you? Well, that's pretty convenient.
Very
Okay,
convenient.
so what happens if Democrats get in charge and they go, no, you can't criticize me for being authoritarian, so I'm going to tread on you. Hey, you're a right-winger? I think you might do violence. You guys have done more than the left wing. I see the FBI's reports on it. So that's it. I'm locking you guys up. Don't say I'm authoritarian. If you say I'm authoritarian, I'm going to lock you up twice as much. I'm going to take away all your rights because you're not allowed to speak anymore in this country. What happened to freedom of speech? So you know why people call you authoritarian? Because you send ICE masked up with no badges in unmarked vehicles. Scares the living crap out of people. That's not how we do things in America. And now masked men in unmarked cars with no badges are going around raping women. Because that's nuts. You know what we do in America with law enforcement? Not a right or a left issue. You show a badge. That gives us faith that that is the government and that you should not assault that guy. You should follow his orders, etc. And then if they don't follow the orders, then you can get all mad. But what if I show up to your house with no mask, no badge, and go, that's it, I'm taking your wife and your daughter. Let's go.
You're going to think that it's a kidnapper.
And you're going to shoot the guy. The right-wingers are going to shoot that guy more than the left-wingers. There's no excuse for mask and no badge. No excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, the ICE is in danger because they're arresting gangs. Cops arrest gang members every single day in America. And they don't wear masks and they show their badges. That's what we do in America. We don't get scared of gangs and criminals go, oh, that's it. Once you start covering up a mess, this thing's on a road to disaster. So no deal, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. We're not going to stay muted and not rhetorically and politically fight back because you are threatening us. And what Trump said there was a definite threat. Okay, you can go to plausible deniability and you can go, well, I mean, technically he didn't say that the right wing should do that. He said he'd be concerned if the right wing did that. But he said it in a way that was super clearly a threat. Now, you can disagree with me and say it's an interpretation. That's fine. But I got ears and I got eyes. So I saw it. And he's like, well, I mean, the right wing would be much more vicious. You don't want that left, radical left. It's all the radical left's fault. No, it's your fault. You're the one driving up division. You're the one saying, left, 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 left. Okay, oh, I'm going to come in and bring in the military, etc. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I being too critical of the president? Okay, oh, no, I know that's not allowed anymore. That's not allowed anymore from the guy who ran on freedom of speech. So, guys, we are very balanced on policy, but I'm not going to tolerate anyone on the right or the left taking away speech rights doing authoritarian crap, and they say, oh, I saw some two super questionable dudes who conveniently engraved stuff on their bullets, and because of that, I'm taking away all your rights. No deal. And by the way, Trump should never talk about low IQ people. A moron of epic proportions.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.